Purity is a very interesting thing. Pure intentions. Take away what you think you know. Take away the sayings. The old saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, whatever. We're not making these points right now. Just stay with me for a second. The intentions of a heart, it's very interesting to me. A person could really be telling themselves, the way a person can trick themselves, phenomenal to me. I think it's amazing. But a person can tell themselves that they have empathy. They can tell themselves that they have the love. They're the ones that are righteous. They're the ones that have the truth and this and that. And you know what's interesting? You truth seekers, most of y'all are fucking cap. Most of you truth seekers are not actually seeking truth. You're seeking glory. See, the law of source is a very interesting thing. Everything has a source. So you can, just like a computer, you can extract a file. You could also compress a file. And when you extract a file, that compressed file that was already there, that's the source of everything you see underneath that you extracted, right? So a person who has, I have a saying, the root of all evil is selfishness, not greed, or not money, right? So the Bible says that the root of all evil is money, but it's basically giving you a practical way to understand the root of all evil. It's giving you an example of how the highest manifestation of evil can come about in a physical way, which is through money, right? But in a source abstract way of explaining what evil is, really the purpose of life is to serve others. Otherwise we would just be here one conscious, just one person in your own little world by yourself. So the purpose is to serve others, right? So if the purpose is to serve others, then the opposite of your purpose is to be selfish. So selfishness has to be the root of all evil. Neglect comes from selfishness. Greed comes from selfishness, right? Attacking comes from selfishness. All evil comes from selfishness. Narcissism is a lack of empathy for someone else, but they have all the feelings for themselves. Selfishness, right? So it's very interesting because I was just I used to study Freemasonry. I used to study numerology. I still study different things, but I believe the Bible is true, and I believe in Jesus, and I believe he is God. I do believe that metaphysics exists because you can't deny it. The laws of the universe exist, obviously. Okay. So it's interesting to me how we have Freemasons and we have Christian churches that are doing the same thing simultaneously while claiming righteousness, but both just as evil. Remember, I believe Jesus is God, but I don't have bias. I live by a few different principles in life. One of the principles that I live by is to never have bias, because bias obstructs the ability to receive truth, to see it. Bias is terrible. It can only serve a small, tiny purpose in life, a little bit. But basically, it's interesting how a Christian will say that, I am a truth seeker, right? And Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life, and I'm a good person, and I care about other people. Well, honestly, most Christians are selfish, so most Christians are evil. Most Christians wouldn't give the shirt off their back to most people in the church. We're not talking about real Christians who actually do have pure intentions. We're talking about the majority of people, of Christians, of society, right? It seeps into Christianity as well, right? The truth is that most of you are not truth seekers. Most of you don't care about truth. The ones who claim to be star seeds and even the ones who claim to be empaths, most of you are not star seeds and empaths. you're also just as selfish as the Christian. All y'all want is glory. I was okay with being a god or not a god. I was okay with serving or being served. Whatever the fuck the truth was, I just wanted to know what it was. That is completely different than you motherfuckers. That's different. You're seeking validation. Really, even worse than that, glory. So when you're sitting here telling people about this African spirituality, about Christianity, about what you think you fucking know, you don't give a fuck about these people. You wouldn't die for the world. You wouldn't die just to put out a message. You don't actually have empathy. You love the glory of you speaking on things that sound intelligent and wise. Some of y'all aren't even wise. You like the appeal of looking wise. Do you understand how like your intentions will eventually show? There's laws to explain this. Principles in life to explain this. Stop pretending like you're a truth seeker. You don't give a fuck about the truth. You just want to look good. I was okay with living or dying. Okay? You don't actually want truth, Christian. You don't actually want truth, empath, narcissist. You know that person, that old man and that old couple, and they worked their whole life and they retired and they played the system. They seem like good people, and they take care of the kids and they take care of the grandparents and they live their life and everybody's just happy and jolly. That's selfishness. They only give a fuck about their family. And there's a whole world of other people out there. They didn't care about leaving a legacy to try to tell people, hey, there's going to be some evil people and evil intentions. Evil exists. They're going to let me leave a legacy so you can maneuver that. That's care for the whole fucking universe, for the world, for all life, for sentient beings. That is just as evil as murder. Because you're okay with the rest of the world fucking perishing. You don't give a fuck. This whole fucking world is evil. Everything is backwards. I hate that I know so fucking much. Have a good day. I can't wait to collab with Chill Wisdom. Anyway, I love y'all. Peace.